Chronicles of Crime was a highly anticipated detective game, which piqued our interest at the beginning of the year. Once it arrived, we put on our Sherlock hat and solved 5 crimes plaguing the city of London. Stay tuned to find out if our expectations were fulfilled, and our review is completely spoiler-free. You'll be playing police officers or detectives in London. At the start of a scenario, your boss will call you because a case has opened up, and you're sent out to solve the case. The game comes with a game board, location cards, a Scotland Yard card, character cards, and item cards, some of which are special and marked as they are more important for the case. But the most important part of the game is actually your smartphone, or possibly tablet. You won't be able to play the game without a smartphone. An internet connection is luckily not required during the gameplay, but some missions need to be downloaded additionally in the app. In general, the game is played as follows. You'll receive a note telling you that a crime has occurred at a specific location. How you move to a location is by scanning the QR code on the location card with your phone. At the location of the crime, or at other locations in the case, you may be able to look around for clues. Once you confirm that you would like to look around for clues by pressing the button on your phone, you'll be brought into a 360-degree room where you can look for clues by turning around your phone, just as if you were actually in a room. You can also play these sequences with VR glasses to become even more immersed into these scenes. While searching the room, you can yell out to your fellow players the descriptions of the items that you see in the room, and they can go through a stack of item cards to hopefully find items that are similar to what you've described and seen. After 40 seconds of searching, the VR fun is over, and you can go back to the table where you scan the QR codes of the identified item cards, and the app will tell you whether that item was actually at the scene and important, which then prompts you to put the item card down on the evidence board. Other than searching a location, you'll be able to scan witnesses at a location, which you then can interrogate about other characters or items, again by scanning these items or characters in question. You can also ask one of the 4 specialists, like a doctor or a hacker, to get more specific information about people and items. And you again do this by scanning QR codes. Every scan will normally take 5 minutes of in-game time, and location changes take 20 minutes. You normally have roughly 12 hours of in-game time to solve a case, or of course when you think you've found the answers to all objectives. At this time, you'll have to answer a series of questions about the case to see how well you did, and then you can even read the complete solution of the case if you want. This slightly more detailed how to play might have already given you some kind of feel for the game. Chronicles of Crime is very app-driven, and mostly involves scanning a QR code here and then scanning one there. We played with only 2 players, and we already had to get used to being fixated on our phone the whole duration of the game. With more players, you would likely have to pass the phone around and make the person with the phone read the text out loud. Only one person at a time can investigate a crime scene. You can spend more time to investigate the scene again with another player, but this will take away some time off the clock. So we think that playing with only 2 players, or even solo, might be best. If you have a good way to mirror your cell phone onto a bigger screen, it might be a great way to play Chronicles of Crime with more than 2 players. It should definitely keep everyone more engaged with the case. We were happy to play it with 2 players, and we're not sure if we would want to play it with 4 players. The app for the game works very well and functions smoothly. We luckily didn't encounter any bugs, which is of course super important for an app-driven game. Even if you accidentally close the app, you can just resume your game. So thumbs up for app stability and ease of use. We hope that other users won't encounter any problems with the app. But even though the app works very well, being so fixated on a phone or a screen will never be our favorite activity for a whole day of board gaming. We understand that this is how the game is designed, and we can't imagine how else this experience could have been possible without an app. There would have had to have been a million indexed cards or something. But after playing the game for 2 hours, we were happy to take a break and go back to a real analog experience. But let's put all technicalities aside and now talk about the most important part. Did it feel like we were out in London solving crimes? And did it feel enough like a detective puzzle? After getting used to everything and adjusting to the app, we definitely had fun. Marcus grew up playing tons of point-and-click adventure games on the computer and directly felt at home with Chronicles of Crime. And this is actually the best comparison we can make. You get information on a few people and collect some initial clues, and then with this information, you'll then go and question other characters, which might reveal new locations and new people, and so on and so forth. It was like this growing web of information that you had to start connecting together. The cases were all very logical, and they come in 3 levels of difficulty: easy, medium, and difficult. We have the feeling that the difficulty mostly measures the amount of different paths that are available to get to the solution. In a difficult game, there might be only one path to get to the solution, which is triggered by asking one very specific correct question or making one exact connection. In general, we enjoyed it, but it can feel frustrating if you weren't able to find that one key question or connection. You can directly go through the case again and hope to find the missing information, but it often happened in the more difficult cases that it took some time to find the missing clue. Marcus was again reminded of the times in a point-and-click adventure where you spend hours trying to find a solution that is one particular combination of a clue and a person. We're sure there might be walkthroughs later on, but this is in the end just part of the game, and you will find reasons why you might want to try out a case again, which we did several times. But sadly, going through the case immediately again isn't as much fun as the first time, because you mostly just browse through very quickly, looking for that one missing link, and don't really take time to enjoy the game. It ends in a QR code scanning sprint, but hopefully still ends with finding the rewarding overlooked solution. We spent roughly 7 hours solving the crimes from the core box. The game comes with 5 cases in total. 3 of them together build a small campaign or extended scenario, and 2 others are standalone cases. It roughly took us 45 minutes to 60 minutes per case. As compared to other story-driven games like Time Stories, or to, let's say, escape games like Unlock, we think that the price is fair. The game box also sells the game as experiences, which will continue, but so far these future cases can only be bought on the app for an additional $5 per case. We think that $5 for each case is again a fair price if the quality of the cases remains high and the length is roughly 1 hour. A larger expansion is also available that introduces different aspects to the game and new cards, and there is another expansion plan that is a family-friendly version where you play as kids trying to solve mysterious happenings in your neighborhood. We are definitely not saturated by the components and cards in the base game, and didn't mind seeing the same faces of the 55 characters, sometimes acting as different people in different cases. But we could see that it would be refreshing sometimes to also have more special item cards, location cards, and character cards, and maybe some different aspects to the game. Chronicles of Crime definitely has set up an interesting system, which can be even further expanded by introducing other mechanisms or storylines. Overall, we enjoyed our time as detectives out solving cases in London. We liked the cases, which were well written and well thought out. We liked the level of difficulty, not too easy and not too tough, and we enjoyed immersing ourselves in the atmosphere of each case. We think that the base foundation of the game works very well. But if you break down the game to its core mechanics, if we're honest, it feels sadly more like a smartphone game. But this feeling is a complete matter of taste. For us, Chronicles of Crime was a good experience, but not one which we would then say to everyone, you must get this. We're sure that Chronicles of Crime will find many, many fans, and we understand why. So if you don't mind app-driven games and are looking for a good crime-solving experience, then Chronicles of Crime comes highly recommended. But if you're hesitant about a smartphone-dependent game, then maybe go and try it out first.
Thank you for watching Games Up. See you next time.